Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Charlie Roberts with Roberts Pest Control. This is a follow-up to a video I did not too long ago about the Pest Blaster by Pesttool. Recently, I was reached out to by the folks at Pesttool, thanking me for the previous video, which I had done just kind of to get out there to you guys, um, so that you guys would know, a little bit of the ins and outs of this thing. At that point, I hadn't had a whole lot of time to play with it. We just happened to get snowed in yesterday and decided to take some video, and here I am to get that back out to you guys. I have completely changed my opinion of this device. I believe on my last video, I think I had given it a 7. It's more like a 9 now. After using this thing a few times, getting out there, using the extension, using all of the gadgets that come with it. And I'm really excited because after my conversation the other day, there's a whole lot more to come. And yours truly might be out there testing some of this stuff for these folks, which I'm super, super excited for. I had a very nice conversation with the president of the company, thanking me for, taking the initiative and putting this out there for them. They were looking for feedback like this, whether it was good, bad, or ugly. I wasn't steered or pressured in any single way, shape, or form. It was actually a rather refreshing conversation to walk into, because, when somebody wants to speak to you, as a business owner, it's not always a positive. So, this guy had very positive things to say about the video and about, me taking the initiative to get out there. And I didn't do it for recognition, monetary gains, anything like that. I did it because I know I have a lot of peers and I see a lot of companies that are out there these days, and they have one way of doing things and they like to throw everybody else under the bus. Okay. Wintertime pest control is a sore subject for me. It's a contention that makes me so angry I can't see straight. Yet I have competitors, local competitors, mind you, that go out there and tell people, well, we don't force anybody to do anything in the snow. And I don't know a single pest control operator out there that forces any customer to do pest control in the snow. What I do know is that there are guys out there that do different methods different times of the year, like myself. And for another pest control operator to come out there and totally throw them under the bus, especially being a local, I mean, come on. There's so many conglomerates out there that we should be fighting against as locals, and we shouldn't be fighting each other. Just because you have a different way of doing something doesn't mean that the next guy is being a shyster. And I personally, as a professional operator, don't appreciate it when guys do that. It just caught me off guard when I saw this thing. So, you know, that's my little soapbox rant for this video. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna break into another video that I've created. We did this yesterday. It is the Pesttool, and the Pesttool. As soon as I find it, the Pesttool real world use application in a commercial kitchen on a bed bug job. We just happened to be at a big time place yesterday doing a bed bug job and had access to a completely empty commercial kitchen. So we really got to get down and dirty with this thing. So hope you guys enjoy. And let me transition to that next slide. So here you see me using it at the end of a bed bug job in between cracks and crevices. Prior to this, I'd used it behind headboards and in that mattress, box spring, and whatnot. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty, and this is what I'm excited to talk to you guys about. Look at the versatility of this thing. Look at where I can get it. I have the Extend-A-Wand on, which, gives you a good 2.5, 3 feet of extension. I can apply a dry flowable. I can apply a neonic. I can apply a pyrethroid. For those of you that don't know what a neonicotinoid is, that is your non-repellent dust, such as your temperate dust, your Cymexa, your Alpine, versus your traditional pyrethrins, like Delta and temperate or Tempo and various others. You could also use a dry flowable bait through this, which I think would be a huge benefit, especially in these commercial kitchens. As you can see, me getting underneath and being able to, manipulate the tip every which way to get it in those little small nooks and crannies. Um, this is also something you need to watch out for. I have a very positive pressure in this facility. You notice that there's blowing, the dust blows back. That's because the facility that I'm working in has a very positive pressure, which means if you open a door there, it slams another one. It's just, it's got some weird pressures. So if you're heavy on the trigger with this thing, like I tend to be because I'm used to a dial, I'm still getting used to the trigger pull in this thing. So you'll see a couple of instances where maybe I'm a little bit heavier on the trigger, but hey, I'm learning. I like the fact that you can manipulate the tip any which way that you want. That's a great feature. I love the fact that I'm standing right now and I'm not on knee pads and I'm not having to get down. I am using the Pesttool's actual flashlight that's built in, which is awesome, by the way. You see I'm carrying a streamlight there. That is my normal go-to on any job, and I don't even need it with this thing. I can slide it in my pocket, save my battery, use it for when I'm doing my B&G work, more of my inspecting work. But this thing's a piece of cake, and it does the job to a T. You're going to see that, especially in the later clip where you see me hit a small cove basin in between two pieces of tile, and you actually get to see the dust float. Now, in these circumstances, how many guys have been in this circumstance where you have German cockroaches in the kitchen, you've got greasy conditions up underneath this equipment, and you need to get a dry flowable, but you can't quite reach back there, or the equipment's hot, or this, that, or the other? Well, now this is the solution. You're going to be able to take this extension wand, you're going to be able to get further back. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I did have a very nice conversation with these folks the other day. There is more to come. I was excited after that phone conversation. So much more to come on this particular product. So again, you can get those hard to reach areas. You can get those high areas like you're seeing right now. Those are super highways, so you could get a bait up there. You could get a dust up there. You can, so many different methods you could use with this thing. And you just see the versatility of this thing as I go along here in these hard to reach areas where I'm trying to get into. Maybe not so much here, but back in behind that that plumbing void. Inside these table legs, it's another great area. If I was using a dry flowable, that would have been a really good spot to hit. And then behind these sinks, with all the plumbing and whatnot behind the sinks, it just makes it so much easier to get the job done. Same kind of deal. This is a locked access panel, and we like to get some dust back in behind there. Your light socket, same way. And then in behind your cove basins. Gosh, this is valuable. This is the one I was talking about. If you look closely there, you'll see the dust just conform to everything. And then we can get it down there deeper. Just a great tool. And it's hard to reach areas. And here we go, and I'm back. So, I want to show you what you get a little bit better that I wasn't able to show you in the previous video. So now we're going to transition over to my web browser, and I am on pesttool.com, Pesttool.com. You can go to the About Us section, and this is exactly what you get out of the box. You get your extension wands, which are here. I happen to have not gotten one of these with my Pesttool. I don't know if this is a newer design or an older design, uh, but you get your charger, you get your bottle, your 2 bottles, you get your lid, you get your spare battery, and you get the Pesttool itself with the built-in light. Nice case, easy to clean. It's got all the stuff you need right out of the box for about a $350 price point, which is awesome in my case, as compared to where I was at spending almost 2.5 times that for an Exacticide duster. That, and again, I'm not ragging on them, but they're cheap. They're made cheap. It looks like something somebody put in their basement. It's huge, it's big, it's bulky. Believe me, it's got its uses, and it's been a very handy tool as well. However, I can't get that thing in the places that I can get this thing. So a little bit about the Pest Blaster by Pesttool. It's a cordless electric duster. These are all the things that come in the box. This is my favorite thing right here, and I did not get to use this in the video. However, next video I probably will. You get 2 powder bottles, you get 2 rechargeable batteries, pipes and nozzles, carrying case, 3 rubber tips, TPU, and I am told that these are going to be injection molded with the specifications I made in the last video about having them flanged so that you would not have an electrical hazard. And that is always a nice feature when somebody gets a hold of your video, and especially if it's a manufacturer and they reach out to you like these folks were nice enough to do and say, hey, we heard what you had to say. We think that's a great idea, and I just want to let you know on our next go round, that is something that we're going to implement because we see your point in that. That was refreshing to get that feedback. In a nutshell, this is where it's at. They've got to locate your nearest distributor, come here, enter your location, and kind of go from there. IPP Brands so far has been great to work with. I appreciate their feedback. I have not looked at their other brands. However, I will be in future videos. I know that they are a Canadian company, and you know, they are really eager to be in our business. So you know, with that being said, this is an efficiency piece for the pest control operator, okay? And that's how you as a business owner have to look at it. Yes, you have a $350 price point versus an $11 duster. However, you have a cleaner application, more precise application. You could, you know, if you follow the same philosophies that I follow in pest control, I am not a fan of bottles. Now, I believe, guys, I'm not saying that you can't use bottles, but what I am saying is that for the most part, I think most every pest control operator or owner, better yet, non-employee, would agree that bottles are a huge waste of time and money. They go missing, guys steal them, and you know, you have the best guys, and you know, pretty soon you let somebody go and somebody else will pick them up. I can't tell you how many guys I've picked up. They're like, oh, I've got a boatload of chemical in my garage. And it's like, you do? Where did you get it? Well, you know, I used to work for so-and-so and I had it from so-and-so, you know, they let me put things in my garage and you didn't turn it back in. Okay. No matter how you look at that, that's theft. And I've not met a single operator out there that has not hired that sort of employee, that, you know, sees nothing wrong with it. If I'm buying bottles and I'm keeping them stocked on a truck and I'm paying the premium for the aerosol can, for the tips, for the upkeep, you know, and now I got to trust that guy is going to keep them inside and keep an accurate inventory. And if he decides to quit, he's going to turn them all in just out of the kindness of his heart. 9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen. I am traditionally a bigger fan of dust. I am a bigger fan of giving a bucket of dust to someone, teaching them the proper way to use it, and then utilizing that as my crack-and-crevice material. Now, does that work for all situations? No, absolutely not. The reason it doesn't work for all situations is, you know, you need things like wasp freeze, you need your 5.65s, you need your strikers and your CB80s and things like that. They all have their place and purpose. But I guess the point is, and I don't want to get into other pieces of equipment. I really want this to focus on the Pest Blaster itself. There are other pieces of equipment out there that do the exact same thing, and while they may cost you more to buy that piece of equipment, the long-term savings of doing that and the results you get off of basically making that stuff yourself, night and day difference. Aerosol cans in particular, I am less a fan of those. I'm more of a fan of dust. I am more a fan of Actisol machines and pass units, and foam delivery. I love foam. I hate buying it in cans. I wish somebody out there would create a foam delivery system. You guys at Pest Blaster, at IPP, if you guys see this and could come up with a handheld way of creating a foamer that's electric, boy, would you have a winner. Because you could take out the bottle market like it's nothing. Because we do have things to put in foamers, and most of the foamers that are made, no offense to any of the other manufacturer reps, but they just don't have very good thought. And, you know, a very high-end company tried to go in and put together a professional grade version of a foamer, and it's crap. Nobody has been able to deliver this. The best foam that I've ever seen come out of a can is one Termidor foam, or Hot Shot, Invade Hot Shot. They do a pretty good job with the drain foams. But again, you're talking about cans, so you have cans expenses. And I as an owner, I'm more of a fan of stuff like this, stuff like the Pest Blaster, that's going to give you the ability to deliver the world's oldest insecticide known to man, while giving you better and longer term results. Because let's face it, if you're putting things in a can versus a dust, what's going to last longer? In my mind, a dust is going to last longer. So I would urge you guys to go out to pesttool.com, check out the Pest Blaster, check out their other brands. We have way more stuff like this coming down the pipe, guys. In the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see so much. You're going to see AI. You're going to see, and we're already seeing that, you're going to see a plethora of efficiency be brought into our industry. And I hope you guys see it that way. I hope that the business owners actually see it as efficiency and serving their customers, as opposed to, oh my God, it's another expense. Because the way I view this and the way I position it with my customers is that, yes, I'm going to make that initial investment of $350 a truck to put, a Pest Blaster in each truck. Okay. What that's going to do for me is it's going to cut my service times down. It's going to enable me to get more in less amount of times, pick up a couple extra stops a day. That's profitability. Anybody that knows pest control knows the business. It's all about profitability, but it is also first and foremost about servicing your customer, because the number one killer in your business is a callback. You can have Speedy Gonzalez out there spraying houses, spraying commercial buildings, but if you have a buttload of callbacks, you're losing. You're losing the moment they call and say, oh, I got this, or oh, I got that. Hey, you know what? We're all going to have them. It's going to happen. But some of you out there have a heck of a lot more. And I can tell you, my business, I have very few. And that's no kidding. You can get into my voice over IP system. You can get into my Gorilla Desk, and you can see where we have very minimal callbacks, because we are using products like this. We are using old and new school methodology kind of slammed together. And, that's where I would urge you guys to use something like this. Use it in a commercial kitchen. Buy one. You guys got $350 laying around. Buy one of these things as an owner. Give it to your top guy. Take the cans off his truck. See what the difference is. That's the best way to figure this thing out, and to figure out if this is an investment that you want to make for your business. Is just to let your best guy have it and let him go to town with a bucket of dust, and then see what your results are versus what you're currently doing. You might see a cost savings. You might see all kinds of things. Heck, if it helps your service, there's a win-win right there. Because if it speeds your service up and your customers are happy, that means they're referring more people. It means you're making more money. And that's why we're all here. We're all here to service that customer first and foremost. We're all here to make money. So I hope you guys felt that this was informative. Sorry to go on a little bit of a rant, but you know, this is a useful tool, and I wanted to share these videos that I had with you guys. I will also post that video not only along with this one, but I'm also going to put music to it to our YouTube page. So if you haven't, get out there, smash that like button, visit us on the web at robertspest.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/robertspest. And again, I appreciate you guys watching.